All right, Senator Tom Cotton joins us now with more. Senator, good to see you. Your reaction to Maria Corina Machado, and I do think it is extremely wise on the president's part. There has got to be full stability in that country. The economy has to get back on track. The oil industry needs to get back up and running and modernized. There's a lot to do before that can all happen, correct?
Yes, Sean, that's correct. The president's right about that. Thank you for having that very compelling interview with Maria Corina Machado. I think the American people can see why she's so popular in Venezuela. She is courageous and brave. She stood up to the Maduro regime for years in hiding. She finally went into exile. She's deeply convicted. There are things that this interim government can do to show that they are turning over a new leaf. For instance, by allowing Ms. Machado and Mr. Gonzalez and other members of their party back into the country and releasing political prisoners that they've taken for years. Those are steps right now they could take to show that this might be a new day in Venezuela.
Well, the president even said that the current vice president, I guess, who's filling in now for Maduro, will be listening to the U.S. or will not be in power very long. So I think that message is clear and unambiguous. What do you anticipate happens? And let's talk a little bit about the economy, how imperative it is that American oil companies get in there to help them. It is the lifeblood of their entire economy, which has not been used properly. It's been squandered. It's been stolen. And as a result, the Venezuelan people should be some of the richest on earth, and they've been living in poverty.
Yeah. Sean, the government of Venezuela faces a very, very significant crisis. They can't get oil out of their country anymore. That's the way the ruling Chavistas have supported themselves and their lifestyles, as you say, is stolen oil. But because of our Navy blockade, because we've now seized Maduro, the head of the Chavista regime, they can no longer export that oil. They can't get the oil out of the ground. They can't get the revenue from it. The lights are literally going to go off. They're not going to be able to pay policemen or firefighters or teachers or what have you unless they begin to cooperate with President Trump in the United States. That's the immediate leverage we have. In the long term, though, we helped create the Venezuelan oil industry until Chavez expropriated the assets of American companies. Our refineries in the Gulf Coast are predominantly designed to process heavy crude Venezuelan oil. We would love in the long term to see that partnership return under a legitimate government of the that serves the interests of the Venezuelan people and that is pro-American. That's in our interest, that's in their interest, that's in the interest of stability, order, and prosperity in our backyard.
Well, and that's not anything that's going to happen overnight, number one. Number two, it doesn't mean that's easy in the end also. There will be difficulties and challenges that everyone should anticipate, correct?
That's right, Sean. I mean, right now, the reality is that Delcy Rodriguez and her brother and some other indicted cronies of Maduro are on the ground. They're in charge of the military and security services. But we do have that tremendous leverage over them. We're not trusting them. We're going to verify based on what they do, not what they say for domestic consumption, or for that matter, not what they say for American consumption, but the actions they take to show they realize that it has to be a new day in Venezuela. In the medium run, the longer run, we hope to see the leaders of the opposition party like Ms. Machado readmitted back into the country, to have elections, and to once again have a stable pro-American government in Venezuela as they had for so many years until Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro wrecked that country.
I'm sure that is resonating all throughout the Western Hemisphere. Senator Cotton, thank you as always.